Alrighty. Should be live. Okay. Well, welcome everybody who's just tuning in to session 2 of A Nerd Talks About Stuff. And oh boy, we got quite a bit to talk about today. Well, before we get into all that good stuff, I should apologize for this being a little bit on the late side. I realize I kind of postponed this till later on in the evening hours, and there's a good reason for that. So it was around 1 or 2 when after everything happened, and we'll talk about that later. But I decided, oh, I'm just gonna take a nap, and I usually just take a nap because for whatever reason I get really tired, and I take naps a lot, and I decided, I'll just do this for I'll probably be asleep for like an hour, 2 hours tops. So I went to bed. Not went to bed. I took a nap around 1 or 2, and next thing I know, it got to 6. Eastern Standard Time, I should mention. So that's kind of that's kind of why this is a little bit later than I had anticipated. And to be honest, I kind of did want to stream session 2 yesterday, but then with I figure with what was going on today, it would be kind of a little bit awkward and redundant, so I decided to hold off against it to today. So that's my reasoning behind that. And so that's kind of why sorry, I'm just checking a few things. Oh yeah, just sorry, I'm a little bit flustered right now because of what happened today and everything. And I'm sure everyone who is tuning in today knows exactly what I am talking about, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Um, First, I did want to say something else that happened today. You might have seen, if you have me following on Twitter, all that good stuff. But if you don't, then I'll just say this up front. I decided in the moment to open up a SoundCloud. So basically, here's what that means. You know how I upload my streams onto YouTube, all that good stuff? Well, now that I have a SoundCloud, I've decided that in addition to uploading my streams onto YouTube, I decided since this is technically a podcast of sorts, I decided that in addition, I will upload this to SoundCloud as well. That is the main reason for the SoundCloud that I decided to start a SoundCloud today. Is so that if for whatever reason you can't find this on YouTube, I'll also basically have it up on SoundCloud. And, since this is mostly audio, it works out just fine because, people like to have audio as background noise and all that good stuff, so you can just listen to me yammer on for God knows how long about shit you don't care about. So that's the reason. I also decided that the second reason for the SoundCloud existing is you may have saw some of these, you may have not, but I also decided, in addition to uploading this onto there, that I would use it for just some other funny voices that I feel like doing. Because, fun fact about me, I tend to be very vocal, not just in talking, but also in terms of using my voice to make, funny voices. You probably could have deduced that yourself if you just tuned in to my SoundCloud and some of the things I just posted on there. But that's the other reason why I'm doing it, so that I can make funny voices and get a few good laughs out of it. Um, it's funny because like when I went under a different username and had a completely different like name altogether, I did stuff like that. I mean, it was kind of shit, and the quality of my mic wasn't bad. It was really bad, but I figured, that sort of never left. Like the whole like impressions that I do or impersonations that I do, that never really left my system. So I figured this would be good. I don't know if you would call like an outlook for that, but maybe someone will like it. Anybody could like it. But yeah, that's the second reason for it. So if you follow me on Twitter and all that good stuff, you can actually see well, I don't have it on Twitter, but if you go below this, if you're watching this on Twitch, you can find the link to my SoundCloud where you'll find this and some other stuff that I'll submit on there in due time. I also have it linked on my DeviantArt page. I also have it linked on YouTube. Unfortunately, not in Discord. Which, by the way, if you haven't already joined me on Discord, I'm sorry, shameless plug. I'm just being full of myself right now. But yeah, so that's basically what's going on with that, and that's pretty much where you're gonna find this on there. In addition to finding on YouTube, because I know there are some people who like to use SoundCloud, and I mean, I've talked about this last time about YouTube, so you probably, if you tune into the last one, my current thoughts on YouTube and the state of YouTube at this moment. But I won't bore you with that because I know not everyone wants to hear that. So, anywho, that's pretty much the gist of that and what's going on with that. So, I guess, you know what? I'll shut up about that. We got a lot to talk about today about the Smash Direct. Yes, I've been holding off for the past 10 minutes or so, so let's get right down to it. King K. Rool for Smash. Yep, you heard me right. King K. Rool for Smash. You probably could have deduced that yourself at this point. It's really not news. I mean, it's still relevant because it just happened like today. So, yeah, it's funny because like with all the jokes people make about K. Rool being in Smash, but the fact that Ridley got in, you wouldn't think for a second like, oh, this is actually happening. And yeah, I just love the little fake out they did with like King Dedede at first to make it seem like he wasn't getting in Smash. And then just out of nowhere he's like, surprise, bitch, and he just like beats the shit out of him. I thought that was in pretty good taste. And I know a lot of people got some pretty good memes out of it. Yeah, and it's funny because like with all the jokes people made about like K. Rool not being Smash and what with the meat costume from last game, you wouldn't think for a second that it's actually happening. And like when you know it, K. Rool K. Rool gets in, and all hell breaks loose. And my God, it's funny because like people are still complaining about Waluigi, which really it doesn't. I shouldn't be too surprised because it doesn't. I shouldn't be. What am I trying to say? I'm not too surprised that people are still pretty pissed about Waluigi not being in Smash Bros. Which like, I mean, I don't know. He would be good for Smash Brothers, but I don't see him getting in Smash Brothers. Is what I'm trying to say. Like it's just become this joke where like everybody in Smash that everybody is getting into Smash Bros. Except Waluigi. It's kind of become that little like in joke in the Smash series, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. And a lot of people say like, "Oh, maybe they'll change that." But I'm like, he's already an assist trophy, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. And hear me out in this one because like it kind of leads into what else they announced during the Smash Direct. Um, Dark Samus got in, and from far as I could tell, we did not. As far as I know, there wasn't anything in on the website or anything about like Dark Samus remaining an assist trophy. And the thing is, like, if they announced Waluigi, they probably would have done it with a consensus that, oh, he's not actually an assist trophy or something like that. I'm not making any sense, but since like last time Dark Samus was assist trophy, but this time she's actually in as a fighter, I don't know. It wouldn't make much sense to me that they would like decide to change their minds and put Waluigi in as a fighter because of the fact that he's already an assist trophy. I just don't see it happening. That's just me. And I mean, feel free to change my mind. I mean, I would love Waluigi in as much as everybody else, but I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Simple as that. Waluigi is going to remain assist trophy for this. I mean, unless that was just like they were just showing off like showing off beta footage, which I don't think that would have been the case. It's just not happening. I mean, if that were the case, why isn't Bomberman in as a fighter and not an assist trophy, huh? Let me ask you that. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean spirited or anything. It's just like, I don't know. I don't think it's such a big deal that Waluigi is still an assist trophy. I mean, it would have been better, obviously, if he was a fighter, but I'm sure Sakurai has his reasons as to why he's not. And honestly, when you think about it, like all the different series have enough like representatives as it is, so that's probably why they're focusing more on making fighters for series that are not, which is one of the reasons probably why Ridley's in, Dark Samus is in, and Daisy and Crom. Is it Crom? I don't know. But yeah, on to the next thing. Crom is in as is he an Echo Fighter? I can't really remember if he is an Echo Fighter. I think he might. I'm no. I'm pretty sure he is an Echo Fighter. It was announced that he was one, but like. I mean, again, you can argue that, oh, but Fire Emblem has so many characters as in, and Crom got in. Well, I mean, Smash Bros. Has never been too consistent when it comes to certain representatives, I'm sorry to say. But, for what it is, like, I'm super pleased with what they announced today, in addition to, like, K. Rool, Crom, Dark Samus, and surprisingly, no one, well, at least I should phrase that, I did not expect Simon Belmont. And it's funny, like, Simon Bell, what was he an assist trophy in one of the Smash Brothers? I want to say yes, but I don't quote me on that. But Simon Belmont being in Smash Brothers, whew, that's something to talk about. Cause like you would never think for a second, like, oh, maybe we should add like Castlevania in here. I mean, we already got Bayonetta, we've already got Final Fantasy. Why not Castlevania? I mean, like, let's just represent all the iconic games, and Castlevania is definitely one of those more iconic games from like the NES era, especially considering like the fact that there was a game made that was basically like a fan-made Castlevania, and the fact that like it has Netflix series now, and like I believe a new Castlevania is being in development. I want to say either it was announced or it already happened, but I digress. Like Simon Belmont and the other guy, what's his name? Richter? Richter. I think that's what his name is. I'm sorry. I apologize if I get any of these pronunciations wrong. I am sorry. I didn't grow up with the NES. I grew up with the Nintendo 64, so I came in like at a different time. So I apologize if my pronunciation of certain characters are not exactly what they are, but yeah, like seeing all this content for like Castlevania, it really just puts me in a good mood because it shows that Sakurai is open to like having other franchises that have been on Nintendo consoles in Smash Brothers because Final Fantasy, as everybody knows, was originally on like it started out in like on Nintendo consoles and it kind of like expanded to like PlayStation and Xbox and it's kind of gone that way. I mean, if they do announce that, I mean, I don't know. This is just me talking my ass about like the Final Fantasy VII remake. I mean, I could see it being on Switch, but it's really up to them. But like, just seeing all the like these different representations, of different franchises, and it really puts me in a good mood because like Smash Bros. If it weren't for Smash Bros, I probably would have never known half the characters I know now because of Smash Bros. I would have known who Kirby was. I'm legit serious when I say that. I didn't know who Kirby was before Smash Bros. Came out. I wouldn't have known who Captain Falcon was. I wouldn't have known who Ness was. All these like different like franchises from different eras of Nintendo's lifespan, and just coming together in that sort of fashion. Like even Duck Hunt, for as weird as an entry as he was in Smash 4, even he's iconic in a way because of that game. And like honestly, I feel like Sakurai is pretty diligent when it comes to like putting in iconic characters. I mean, if that weren't the case, we wouldn't have had Ice Climbers in, which I might have said this last time, but I would have been pissed if the reason why Ice Climbers didn't make it back was because the Switch couldn't handle them. Which honestly, like, I could see why that would be the reason why he couldn't have made it. They couldn't have made it into like Smash 4, but they wouldn't have had no excuse for it not working on the Switch. I'm sorry to say, but that's just me. There was a lot more they announced at today's direct, not just fires, but also like, oh my god, like I'm just like gushing at this point of like how much more they added in. Like, okay, let's I guess talk about stages. Like a lot of memorable stages are back. Some of which I'll admit I wasn't the biggest fan of. Like the gamer one from the WarioWare gamer one from Smash 4. But since like I noticed that in the direct there was like an icon for the WarioWare stage in Brawl in there, I'm completely excited about that. But more importantly, Fountain of Dreams and like the Pokemon Stadium from Melee are back, which honestly, like I like the Pokemon Stadium stage from Melee more than I did from the one in Brawl. So I'm super excited about that. And of course, Fountain of Dreams is like, oh my god, I loved that stage in Melee. It was one of my favorite stages. And I know we didn't get anything on like Poke Floats, and I'm kind of hoping there's still a chance that Poke Floats gets back. I mean, I didn't see anything myself, so don't quote me directly when I say these things. So, yeah, and the music, like, oh my god, we have like over 800, over 900 tracks in this. Are you kidding me? And the fact that you can choose like any track you want from a certain series in like any stage is just mind-boggling me. You can have like let's see, I'm trying to say a good example, like Melee's Green Greens and like that retro Kirby stage. I believe that's what it was. But that's just mind-boggling. And of course, because like Simon Belmont got in, they had to have Dracula's Castle in, which is honestly like pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, it actually like it's funny because like seeing all these different characters in like Smash Bros. Now kind of makes me want to go back and play some of these games I never had. Like, obviously, I want to play Earthbound at some point because of a certain person that's playing it, and because of Simon Belmont being Smash, I kind of do want to play Castlevania now because of that. But yeah, this is what I mean about all this different representation and the fact that like the Sakurai is putting in so much in terms of returning stages and new music into it. It's just, oh my god, completionists. I apologize of how many hours you're probably gonna have to put in into getting all this shit. I'm sorry. Let's see, what else did they announce? Pokemon. Yes, there are lots of Alolan Pokemon, which doesn't surprise me because in Smash 4 there were a lot of like Gen 6 Pokemon because it came out around the time X and Y were still a thing. So it really does not surprise me that they're doing the same thing with Alolan Pokemon, with like Alolan Exeggutor being like he's so fucking tall now. He's such a tall boy. Um yeah, all these different like Pokemon and do all these different things. I'm kind of hoping that we get to see some returning Pokemon as well, which I'm hoping that's the case because I feel like a certain Wobbuffet should be back. But yeah, all these different like Pokemon from like Alola, which got back is pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, oh, oh yeah, they definitely went all out in terms of the rules and different modes. Like, oh my god, like classic mode is back to the way it was, which I for one am pretty damn excited about because like I'll be honest, like I wasn't completely enthusiastic about the way it was in Smash 4. I'll admit I feel it was a little bit better in the 3DS version than it was the Wii U version because like choosing your path in terms of like who you fight against was pretty awesome. In Smash 4 you just went for whoever you fought against and that was about it. But seeing classic mode kind of be brought back in like a traditional fashion is pretty exciting. I hope this means that like we get either adventure mode from Melee or new Subspace Emissary. I'm hoping that's the case. I would not be disappointed in either. I'll take what I can get, and like even Sakurai teased like an additional mode that we can't talk about yet, but I'm hoping that's what I think it is. And like going back to the music and like how he essentially turned the Switch into like an MP3 player, that is pretty that is pretty amazing. Like how you can like have it play music even when the Switch isn't like the screen is on or something like that. But that's pretty amazing. I not only can I take my Switch anywhere, I can listen to music on it, which is a big plus for me. It's pretty exciting when you think about it. But anywho, what else? Oh, I was gonna talk about the modes, but I sort of sidetracked. Well, it sort of goes back to what I was talking about in terms of like the rules, and like I'll be honest, I'm impressive at how much Sakurai is taking into consideration on competitive play. Like, I personally don't find myself to be the most competitive player. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I'm just a filthy casual, but um, you'll probably see me playing for fun rather than for glory, honestly. But um, It's interesting because like all the things that they introduced for like Smash in terms of like the rules, really it's really positive in terms of competitive play. For one, you choose the stage first, and then you choose your characters, which I'm sure will throw some people off, but I can understand why he did that because, like, it gives you, like he said, he gives you a chance to figure out which fighter would be the best for a certain stage. Like, he's taking advantage of, like, you know, maybe this fighter works on this stage or this stage, which is pretty. I'll admit, it's a big thumbs up for me. And, like, how you can customize, stocks and all that. That's nothing really new. But one thing that I noticed is that you now have the option to turn off stage hazards, which I'll be honest, like I'm sure there is someone out there who's gotten pissed once or twice at an unfair kill from like a stage hazard, which was no longer going to be the case because you can now have the option to turn off like they with like the yellow devil from like the Mega Man stage, which I'll be honest is really going to help in the competitive scene, and the fact that you can like change from like Omega to like Battlefield and that sort of format, that's pretty good as well, especially if you're like one of those people who don't really like the layout of certain stages. You can just switch it to like Omega, and I know that's what a lot of people do when they play Smash Bros. I know it's what a lot of people did when Smash 4 came out. They just set it to like Omega, especially like for Glory. Like a lot of people preferred playing that in that way because it gives them a chance to like sort of see what works, and it's much more even playing field. No pun intended. And it's interesting because like he said that there's that training has its own stage now. I'm pretty sure it'll be the same as it was, where you can just like where you can just select different stages and different items and all that. But it's interesting because this training stage, it gives you a chance to see how far or how much damage you do to your opponents, which I feel is very, very unique because it gives people a chance to see how much they can do with their characters and how much damage they're able to do and how much knockback that will happen. I think that is really, really smart. And I hope this means that, home run contest is like the same as it was. I'm one hope that I really, really am excited for, and I'm hoping they do, is like bring back target mode, but for like each individual character, because that was one thing I really enjoyed in like Melee, was how like each character had like their own different style of target mode, and they kind of like it kind of diminished with like Brawl, and like I don't even think it was a thing in Smash 4. I can be completely wrong when I say that, but I kind of hope it brings that, not just because I like the target mode music and Melee, but it gives you a chance to like work with your characters. And like the fact that he's already doing so much to like show that how each character works and how they play differently. Like he's really taking a lot into consideration this time around, and I'm all for it. Uh, let's see what else. I'm trying to think what else he talked about in the direct. Oh, yeah, like tourney mode and like knockout, like sort of like elimination. That is pretty interesting. Like this tag team a bit, like how you have to work with like the characters you choose, and like as time goes on, your character gets knocked down, you have to pick a different character. That's really interesting to me because it like gives you a chance to like play around and like again see what works, see what doesn't. And tourney mode, I want to say that tourney mode kind of reminds me of how it was in Melee. I know there was a tourney mode in like Smash 4, but I can't remember if it was exactly how it was in Melee. And Tournament mode in this in Ultimate kind of reminded me how it was in Melee, sort of that format. But I can be completely talking my ass. So once again, don't quote me on any of this. But yeah, I was really impressed with what was announced today for Smash Brothers, um and since we're talking about fighters, he mentioned that like all the fighters will be revealed before Smash Ultimate comes out, which I mean, I can see why he did that because like, like some of the characters of Smash 4 were announced after the fact. Like the demo of Smash Brothers came out and like that's pretty much that's pretty much after Duck Hunt and Bowser Jr. were leaked, and so I can see why. Like, I know he's like on the fence about like leaks and spoilers and all that, and it kind of makes me wonder if there will still be an adventure mode or a new subspace emissary because I know the reason why there wasn't in Smash 4 was because like his argument was, well, people upload all the cutscenes and all that on YouTube so you can just go there. Which, I mean, I'm not going to argue against that because I know that's a thing people do. But I kind of hope that there's at least some sort of adventure mode in it. I mean, again, I'll take what I can get. So even if it's not exactly Subspace Emissary or like it was in Melee, I'll still be happy if we get one. And another thing, this is sort of like a little like hope of mine. But I'm kind of hoping if Multi-Man Smash makes it back that he uses either the wireframes from Melee or the Primids from Brawl because honestly, I didn't really like the Multi-Man style in like Brawl. I thought the Primids were much more fitting for that sort of thing. And I'm gonna be honest, using Mii's for Multi-Man is really dumb. Some someone even mentioned this when I was talking somewhere that it was kind of dumb, and I agree. It really is stupid. Like, it's just boring. And it's funny because I saw another tweet that said like every character that had a Mii costume in Smash 4 has been announced as an official fighter, like the Inklings and K. Rool and fuck, what was the other one? What was the other one? Was drawing blank on it. Drawing a blank. Um, I think it was Crom, honestly, but it gives me hope that maybe we'll see Gino. Maybe. I mean, I think I heard somewhere that he wanted Gino in Smash, so we might actually get him in. I mean, copyright's probably the biggest reason why he wasn't in it for the longest time because it's kind of like all over the place with like Square and all that. But seeing as how like Final Fantasy is in Smash now, we might get to see Gino after all. It could happen. I don't know. It's a possibility. But I don't know. That's pretty much what I thought of the whole thing. I was really impressed of everything they showed off. I was really excited about all the newcomers, like K. Rool and all that. I got a few laps of it. I know a lot of people got a few laps of it. God, that fucking reveal trailer was pretty awesome. The way like King Dedede had this little psych out at first just to troll people, and then like the minute K. Rool comes out, like Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong's eyes just bulge out of their heads. And, like, of course, it's already become a meme now because it would become a meme. But, that was probably my favorite part of, like, Smash Bros. Not the whole, like, K. Rool being announced, but just the trailer they made for him. And I really did I really did like. But I really did enjoy like all different artworks they had for like the rivals at the beginning with like Bowser and Mario, Link and Ganon, Kirby, Meta Knight, Samus, and Ridley. I thought that was pretty good. And one thing I know they did a lot for Smash 4 was like when a new character was announced, like they had official artwork for them, like from like different artists from different companies, and I'm kind of interested to see. They're probably. I know there's ones for Splatoon. There probably is, but I kind of want to see what gets drawn up for like Crom, Simon Belmont, K. Rule, because like that's pretty interesting. I mean, as an artist, I approve of that, and like the fact that they already added in all newcomers in that whole like widescreen of everyone is here in there, which means I'll probably have to find an updated version for my background. But besides the point, yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to talk about in terms of like today's Smash Direct, and pretty much the only thing I had to talk about other than the SoundCloud. So if you haven't already, I highly, highly, highly suggest that you check out my SoundCloud. I think you're gonna like what you're gonna see if you like, me doing stupid voices and all that. But in addition to that, I'll also be posting this on there in addition to YouTube. So you'll see that fairly soon after this is done. But yeah, that's gonna be about it. I know it's a little bit shorter than last time, but I usually go for this amount of time anyway. And most of it was me talking about Smash Bros. I feel like that was really the takeaway from today. So yeah, be sure to follow me on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, watch me on DeviantArt, check me out on Instagram as well as SoundCloud, and if you haven't already, I would highly recommend checking out my Discord. You'll find a lot of stuff there too. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next section, which will probably, I think maybe I will make this once a week just to like sort of have a designated day for it. I don't know when exactly. I don't know if I'll have like an actual day, like a specific day for it. But I'm thinking once a week for this will be just fine because like it makes this sort of a weekly thing. I mean, there might be some weeks where I might take off or whatever like that, but I think that's the way I'm gonna go about doing this. Is just having that weekly format where I take one day of the week to just talk about things and just ramble on about stuff, which obviously is the only time. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. I hope you all have a good night. See ya.